You can find your very first paying client online as long as you do it right, and I'll show you how to do it in this video. Alright, listen, the keyword is conversations. When you learn how to have helpful conversations with strangers online, you're 90% of the way there. So first, I'm going to tell you the exact steps so you can start having such conversations. And then at the end of this video, I will tell you the #1 mistake that you absolutely must avoid, or else this won't work for you. Alright, here are the steps. Step #1, pick your platform. I know that as a beginner, this is so hard to accept, but we have to focus on one single platform. Look, conversations are time intensive. And if you are active on multiple platforms, then you're being very inefficient with your time. As a beginner, we're lacking both resources, time and money. And when you want to get your very first client fast, then every single minute counts. At the very beginning, many years ago, I focused on forums. Later then, I discovered Discord, and finally, I ended up focusing on Twitter. But you can pick any platform that you personally like. Here are 3 very popular choices: Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. As a beginner, any platform works. It's better to get started fast instead of trying to find the perfect platform. Step #2, join existing communities. To complete step #2, first ask yourself this question: what does my ideal client do online? Think about this question carefully. What does my ideal client do online? It's true that when you're just starting out, you won't be able to answer this question perfectly. Make your best guess and start working with that. For example, I used to be an app developer, and many people who are interested in building mobile apps, they also like video games. That's why forums and Discord worked so well for me back then. In those communities, it was easy for me to meet someone who was interested in building their own app and needed help from a developer. That's the kind of place that you want to find online for your ideal client group. And again, I can't stress this enough, don't waste days and weeks on coming up with your perfect avatar. As a beginner, just make your best guess and trust your intuition on this. Whichever platform you pick, they all have millions of groups and subgroups centered around passions and interests. For example, on Facebook there are groups, on Reddit there are subreddits, on Discord there are servers, on Instagram there are influencer accounts and hashtags, and it's a similar thing on Twitter. To complete step #2, you want to pick 2 or 3 such communities on your platform. Then you join these communities, you follow them, and be sure to bookmark their links on your phone or computer. And also make sure that your chosen communities are large enough and very active, because this is important for step #3. Step 3, be active every day. Now we're at step #3, and this is really the step where most people give up, because this step takes time and effort. You have to be active in your chosen communities and groups every single day. That's precisely why we just pick one platform and only 2 to 3 groups or communities. When you join a community online, you have only one single goal: being very helpful. That means you only want to do 2 things: answer questions that people ask and share helpful information. Never ever promote yourself. It takes a long time to build trust with people online, and it can take just one sleazy, self-promotional post to lose all the trust with them again and be ignored. As I've said, this is the step that many people struggle with because they give up too early. And I get it, we want to make money and we need to find our first client fast. But here's the thing, communicating with this mindset of "I need clients fast," this makes you needy. And strangers really don't like needy people. That's why we can't be needy, we have to be helpful, and we have to become a valuable member for this community. Alright, step #4, take it to the DMs. I've seen this happen hundreds, maybe even thousands of times. If you're active every day, and you're always being helpful and resourceful, then people become curious about you. And that's the key. Potential clients now want to have a conversation with you. What's important here is that you take the conversation to the DMs. DMs stands for direct messages. Every platform has a way to message a person privately, and this is how you want to follow up with people. Now, when somebody becomes curious about you, that usually means that they want information from you. And at that point, all you have to say is, "Sure, send me a DM, I'll be happy to tell you more about it." And when a stranger online becomes so interested in you that they send you a DM to have a conversation with you, now you know you're doing things right. So step #5 is scheduling a call. This is probably the step that took me the longest to learn. I was really struggling with this because I was afraid of talking to people on the phone that I just met online. So I tried to make sales by text, which scares away many people online who could have actually become a client. Looking back, it was a big mistake, but I learned my lesson. Listen, the solution is simple. When you're chatting with someone in the DMs and it becomes clear that they need your help, all you have to say is this: I could help you better if we could talk on the phone about this. When would you have time for a quick call? We can also use Zoom or WhatsApp for this. After you send them this message, there's usually 3 things that will happen. Either you don't hear from them anymore, or they don't want to have a call but continue to ask you for help through text, or they agree and they want to have a call with you. When your time is very limited, then the first 2 responses are dead ends. These people are not ready to talk to you, so don't chase them down. You're really only just looking for people who want to get on the phone with you. And when they agree, that's when you schedule the call with them immediately. So then step number 6, do the call. And here it's very important that you understand this. This is not a sales call. You do not want to call up this person and pitch them something. You call them to ask questions. The goal of this call is for you to understand exactly what their problem is and if you can help them. That means you should be talking very little and they should be talking a lot. Once you understand what their problem is, give them the answer and tell them this is the answer for you. If they like your answer, now comes your final question. You ask, are you willing to invest money to implement this solution? If they say yes, now you can explain to them your service, how it works, and how much it costs. If they say no, now you tell them which resources you know online that they could use to get started or to do it by themselves. Either way, this will be the end of your call and both outcomes are great. You now either have a new client or you've helped someone a lot. I challenge you to have 10 phone calls like this and not find your very first client. And now, before wrapping this up, I have to tell you the biggest mistake that you absolutely must avoid. I did this wrong for the longest time, and sometimes it would destroy all my hard work with a person online. Here it is. Never talk about yourself uninvited. Look, online communities, they are allergic to self-promotional stuff. Don't tell anyone how well educated you are, how many books you've written, which big name company you've worked for in the past, how many videos you've recorded. None of that. If there is even a hint of self-promotion, you will have to rebuild your trust from scratch again. Everything that I've explained in this video, I created a PDF that you can download. That way you have the entire process written out step by step in one single document. Go to my website creategrowprofit.com/firstclientpdf or just click the link below this video and you can download the PDF from that page. If you have any questions about this process, leave a comment below. I'll collect your questions and answer them in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Morris from Create Grow Profit and I will see you in the next video.